My name is Elizabeth Thomas. I am one of the coaches and organizers for the One Word Connecticut National Youth Poetry Slam team. I am also a Bushnell Master Teaching Artist. I use poetry in the classroom to help young people release the fist that squeezes the heart sometimes. That fist could be squeezing for so many different reasons, and when it does, it makes it hard for people to breathe, for the person to breathe, for the person to sleep sometimes. It creates a lot of negative energy sometimes, and so through the writing, through the out loud presentation of their words in front of an audience, having a voice, it releases that grip and allows us to breathe. And I think that's probably why I do this. I find young people fascinating, and they keep me young, and their words are always different and make me think and teach me things and make me look at the world in different ways.
You don't know why, but you turn around and you slam that screen door and it's rust. Look down at your old Chuck Taylors, dirt crusted, salt rained, and you take a step and you take a step and you're running, and all that's in focus now are those dirty shoes, pavement blurring beneath like the photographs you used to take. There is wind in your eyes and your ears cold and thick. It rips against the red tick marks on your arm, counting up the looks on your father's face, counting up the days she has been sick, and the burn grows louder and meaner until you see the bare train stop in front of you, and you slow and take a seat.
My name is Sophie Dylan. I'm a junior at Wilbur Cross High School in New Haven, Connecticut. So I think that there's something that's kind of scary about writing about your own experiences, because you're naming them, you're putting words, you're putting a label on this experience that you felt, and in some ways that can feel reductive to whatever you've been through. But I think in other ways it's less scary to deal with, because now that you have named it, there are words that you've put to this, and you can look at it and say, this is what I've been through. So I think that it's a really good way of dealing with experiences, and I think I always just get more insight into what I've been through when I write it down on paper.
Hi, I'm Julie Fix, and I go to Newtown High School. The reason why I think poetry is so important is because it's such a unique kind of expression, and especially with slam poetry, it's more specifically performance poetry, so you really have to connect with the audience. It's not only that you're writing for yourself, but you're writing to, inspire other people and to wake them up, and it's an enlightening experience, and it's very, very personal, and you're up close with the crowd, and it's an incredible thing.
My body is so sore without the drugs. You said your shirt stained with salt water and stale coffee, your ribs thinning like your emptying wallet, aching and begging for spare change. It's when the earth curls under and the sky begins. I tried looking into your eyes, creaming up with clouds, thicker and thicker, trying to feel what you feel, trying to keep from the dense air's meaty fingers from tenderly nudging at the nape of your neck, reminding you of how weak you are. Your chords, what once was naturally euphoric but now pounded into a pill, where notes themselves are not enough to make you feel anything anymore.
I'm Maggie Carney. I went to Newtown High School. I'm currently going to Western Connecticut State University, so I'm just on the brink of aging out of the slam, or the youth slam team. Lately I've just been writing like crazy, and I just keep writing and try to get out those emotions so that when I am performing, people in the audience know what I'm talking about.
We were so broke. There were nights you would call, unable to control your breath, and you'd tell me everything, gasping between growing up and owning up and being a good son. When your father overdosed, he left your sisters packed tight between your vertebrae, and you were man of this house, cradling their anxieties in your spine, kept your secrets in my skin, unable to fathom why no one wanted you but a 13-year-old girl. You cried furious tears into my stomach when she kept his baby only years after throwing away yours like a spoiled napkin. You sat with each other in a sterile clinic, your hands gripping each other's too tightly to think if the child you were losing read son or daughter.
I am Evan Knoll, one of the new core members of the Connecticut one-word Brave New Voices Poetry Slam team. Poetry is really special to me because the time that I started slamming, I'd always liked to write, but it was really like critical time, and it's in a very big way become not only like a part of what I do, but like a really big part of like who I am, and it changed me pretty radically, especially slam. It's such a direct line of communication.
You are pinching the loose skin of each other's rib cage under a blanket on the living room couch, a peacock plume of red welts and blue bruises blooming up your stomach, Mom. This is the happiest I have ever seen you. Your face a twisted kaleidoscope of laughter, crimson with the simple joy of picking on each other. You love him, like an elementary schooler trying to prove that they do not have a crush, and he tries to kiss you when you are yelling, which is often. Thinks you are beautiful when you wake up an angry train wreck with messy hair, does not love you in spite of your flaws, but rather for the world of nervous tics you have given him as a gift on the day he proposed. Over the phone on what would have been Granny's anniversary, I swear, all of Michigan stood silent around you. Her wedding band breathed fit for your pinching fingers and waited in Connecticut, shared the most awkward hug in the history of hugs, and I told him, thank you for everything. So
It's a very good way to develop a sense of like wholeness of self that I didn't have before. And apart from that, the act of writing is something that is beautiful on every level, and I love.
That's what makes it so hard to stand up there and read it, but that's also, you know, it makes you stronger.
I just really love words. I love working with them. I think that they're just so beautiful in themselves.
Thought of not being able to write poetry, like my stomach just churns because poetry is basically everything to me.